This is my 2010 BMW M6. It had won Engine of the Year award in 2010. The body is completely carbon fiber and carbon composite. It's super light, no forced induction, all motor, beast from the Far East as they call it. Today I'm going to review it, show you its quirks and features, and then I'm going to give it a Doug score. No, I cannot review a car like Doug. He is super smart, super informative, and just plain fun. And I think he already reviewed an M6 and gave it a 0. He gives a 0 to all my cars. All right, guys, back to business. This is April 21st, and this is Ace One. And there's a bit of a relevance to why I brought my gas guzzler along with me. As you know, the barrel of oil fell to negative 35. It fell in the futures contract, though, which is on paper. This isn't no collapse of the oil industry. Nonetheless, it is hurting the business. No doubt. Which business isn't these days, right? As I'm sitting idle, hence making these videos for my fellow businessmen. But this video is a bit of a call out to one fella on a channel called Minority Mindset. Some suggesting how this is oil industry's collapse, how you can capitalize on it, how they will pay you to get gas, how this, how that, blah, blah, blah. That's what I call a slap a chap moment. And why is this fella so excited about the oil industry collapse? Or the country hurting is what got me to call him out on it. First and foremost, guys, no one is going to call you and try to give you free gas at the pump. It is refined gas. It is crude that fell. The reason for the oil price dump is because it is futures contract. If you know anything about ETF or future trading and financial derivatives, you know this does not correlate to direct price drop at the pump for you and me. So I don't know what that guy is up to about. Well, as today is April 21st and the sun is about to set, the market is already closed. So today is the last day for May's future commodity oil trades, which are written on paper contracts to be bought or sold. And I don't think anybody's buying any futures from May. So that's why the reason, it fell down to negative 35. Nobody could offload it in the short time. So the ones who are holding the paper must have tried to sell, but I'm sure no hedge fund is buying. So there is only loss to report unless some hedge fund also has a 10,000 gallon tank they can take a delivery on, and that's how those tanks look like. I don't think anybody has one of those. Back to this refinery. I love the fact that I'm in California. I'm just about a stone throw away from any beautiful spot. I still got a view here with the waterfront and a refinery in the back for me to do my video on. But for you and I, it's game as usual. We show up to the pump and get what we need at a lower cost, of course, because, the supply is just a bit down. And that fella on Minority Mindset, telling people they will pay you to get gas, or, how you can capitalize it. Nobody can capitalize it. The only way you could somehow capitalize on today, which I see, is, like I said, owning a 100,000 gallon tank and you wanting to put crude oil in it. I'm sure Bill Ackman might figure out a way to make money off of this. He is a genius. Also, in my last video, guys, I said not much going on in the business world. And when I say that, I speak of mom and pops and businesses on the main street. I try not to discuss large enterprise and financial markets. I just did briefly today, but I tend not to. I will keep you guys all posted on the second round of PPP that all of us are hearing about. And I've read a lot of articles about how the PPP is, they're saying a quarter of the funds went to 2% of the businesses. They shelled out a lot of money on large enterprises and I think it was franchise model, so they got big chunks, and mom and pops with, you know, less employees didn't get anything. So I think they're fine tuning it this second go around, and are going to get the funds out to businesses with 10 employees and less. So that will be really good for all of us. And this is my 7th video, and I want to thank a few people who've reached out, commented, and just, you know, gave a lot of encouraging words. So that means a lot to somebody like me entering the YouTube channel arena. Yeah, so, you know, this day is definitely going to live in history. West Texas Intermediate at 35, and it's just a logistics issue. You know, there's no place to hold this crude, and this is not the collapse of the oil industry or nothing, you know. And June's futures are traded at 22, and I'm sure, you know, people are trying to offload it, hedge funds. Obviously, you and me and 99% of the country does not deal in this game. You know, this is futures trade, a lot of hedge funds speculate the market on. And when June comes closer, I'm sure, you know, we're gonna see those $22 a barrel oil price go down as well. Hedge funds are gonna try to offload it. They're in the business of, you know,